Several years ago, one of our senior editors was walking down the Midway at the ONA conference. ONA is one of the largest publisher conferences in the country. She was surprised when she saw a Daily News booth on the Midway, just because she didn't know we were going to be there. She thought that would have been something she would have heard about. As she approached and got closer, though, she realized why she hadn't heard. This wasn't a Daily News booth at all. One of our startup partners had taken a case study from the Daily News and used it to literally create wallpaper and paper their booth to promote their product, attract new customers, and really distinguish themselves from other media companies. This was our first hint that there were real big opportunities here for the Daily News working with startups. So what is the Daily News Innovation Lab, and how have we been working with startups? I want to share 3 programs with you. The founding principle of the Innovation Lab was to collaborate with startups to transform media together. The idea was to create an environment similar to a Techstars or a YC, where startups could come work on their projects in our offices. So we would give them mentorship and resources and other program partners, but really leverage the added value that only the Daily News could bring. And that's the Daily News itself. Access to our people, our website, immediate feedback from experts in the industry, and introductions to other media companies. So far, we've graduated 1 company through this program. They're a data visualization tool called Data Visual, and we're currently working with a 2nd company, an ad tech viewability product called Optimira. The 2nd program that we launched was really a natural evolution of the first. As we got out into the New York tech community and started telling people that the Daily News wanted to work with startups, we realized that while there were pockets of conversations happening around these issues all over the New York tech community, there was no real one central place to bring these conversations together. The Daily News saw an opportunity to become a hub for those conversations. So we launched our event series to bring together people from legacy media, disruptive publishers, tech, startups, journalists, editors, teachers and students to share experiences and ideas around the transformation of our industry. So far, in just 1 year, we've hosted 6 events and we've reached over 1,200 people. Our 3rd program, again, was really just a natural evolution of the first 2. As we were out in the community talking about wanting to connect with startups started coming to us and asking not necessarily for a 6-month program to embed with the Daily News, but really just a simple meeting, an opportunity to get feedback on their product roadmap and just some early impressions on directionally where they were going. So that was the beginning of our office hours program. So how have these projects impacted the Daily News? First, from an internal perspective, these projects are fantastic for the staff. They show our employees that the Daily News is engaged and wants to participate in the transformation of our industry. We're not just going to sit on the sidelines and watch things change. We want to be a part of this transformation. Second, from an external perspective, it's fantastic for the Daily News to be constantly at the center of these conversations and have the opportunity to continually participate in conversations around the transformation of digital publishing. But perhaps most importantly, these projects have led to a whole new way of thinking and problem solving at the Daily News. We're now much more open to experimentation and working with new types of partners. You can see this just by looking at the evolution of our partner profile over the last couple of years. Just a few years ago, we had a very limited stack of very well-known partners. Fast forward to today, we work with dozens of partners representing a lot more experimentation and increasingly more revenue every month. Again, my name is Cyna Alderman. Thank you so much for being here for my presentation. I'm sorry there's not time for Q&A, but I will be around after, and I'd love to hear about your experiences working with startups. And I hope you'll join me at 10:40. I'm going to be over there hosting the breakout session on innovation and news. Thank you so much.